This will get you started with using R's Markdown file to generate PDFs or Word documents so that you can turn in homework or create nice presentations, as well as get you set up for the rest of the semester in terms of where you should be putting files. So step 3 in homework 0 is to create a folder somewhere on your computer named BAS320 because you're going to want to put all of the files you'll be downloading for this class in one place to make things easier. So in this case, I'm just going to put mine on the desktop. So I'm going to create my folder of BAS320. Feel free to put it elsewhere, just want to make sure to be consistent here. And everything from now on we're going to put into this folder that we get from Blackboard or elsewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do homework 0 here. It's really easy. It just requires downloading both of these files and putting them in your BAS320 folder. So I'm going to right-click on this and say Save Link As. And when the dialog pops up, I'm going to navigate to my BAS320 folder, which is on the desktop in this case. I have another folder called Desktop to make things confusing. But I'll open up BAS320, click Save, and I'll get down there, and I'll do the same thing for test image. So I'll save the link as, and then navigate to my BAS320 folder. I see that now homework0.rmd is in there. So I'll click Save, and now I am good to go. Okay, so I'm going to close out this and go into RStudio now. And what RStudio does, if it's the first time you're opening it, you'll only see this window over here. It saves the different documents that you've been working on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these two documents go away. So this is what your RStudio probably looks like when you open it. Now the first thing I'm going to have you do is to set it up so that the folder that RStudio is looking for files in is actually your BAS320 folder. Otherwise, it's going to be looking for files in a different place. It's not going to be able to find them unless you actually put them there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Tools and Global Options, and we'll make sure that this General tab is selected, and you're going to click Browse here to navigate to your BAS320 folder. So mine is on the desktop, so I'm going to just click BAS320 once, that folder. I'll click Open, and I see that the path to that directory is there. So I will click Apply, and then I'm going to click OK here. Now I'm actually going to quit out of RStudio so that change really does happen. And I'm going to open RStudio once again. And now I'm going to complete the homework. So homework 0 is basically requiring you to open up this R Markdown file, a .rmd file, because this is how we make documents that embed our code and our results into it. So I'm going to double click that. For some reason on a Mac, sometimes you have to double click it twice to get it to actually open. And for this assignment, all you have to do actually is to change the title of the document by filling in your name. So Adam Petrie here. Changing your section. Let's imagine I'm in the Tuesday, Thursday section, and I can leave homework 0 as is, and I can change the date if I want, but it's August 20th today, so I'm going to keep it as is. So this file, or this type of file, is what you'll be using to actually complete homeworks for the rest of the semester. It's basically a word processing document. What happens is that after you've written it, you can create equations, you can create tables, you can bold stuff, all the things you'd ever want to do. But you can also embed R code into it. And so this will give a really easy way to include the results from the computer output without having to copy and paste, because that's really awkward. So this document has been completely written for you, so all you need to do actually is to click this knit HTML. So what the RStudio is going to do is going to go through this document and convert it basically into a web page here, and this is what it looks like. So here you've changed the title to your name, the section, you've left homework 0 the same, and you can see how these changes get taken place. And then the rest of the document is just a guide for font and style and what different symbols do. So you can take a scan, you can look through this to kind of see all the neat things that the document will allow you to do. And that's it. You don't really have to do anything else. If you actually want to save this as a PDF, you can click Open in Browser. Mine opens in Chrome here. And on a Mac, one way to convert this into a PDF is to go to File and Print. I think the same thing might be true on Windows. And in this case, I'm going to do Open PDF in Preview. And once I've done that, then I can choose to save this in my BAS 320 folder. So I would have a copy that I can print out, and for future homeworks, you'll be turning that in. So if you have Word installed on your computer, you can actually compile this into a Word document instead of an HTML document by clicking the small arrow and changing to Knit Word. And so what that'll do is it'll go through everything that's written here, kind of put in all the results of the R code, all the symbols that we've been putting in, and create a very nice looking Word document that you can actually further edit. So you can type in stuff, add in lines, etc. It gives you a little bit more editing power than if you just made it into a HTML here. So you could save this as a Word document, you can save it as a PDF, what have you. So it allows you to easily print it out and turn it in. Not this one, but for future homeworks here. All right, so once you've done that, once you have changed your default directory into your newly created BAS 320 folder, you've opened up that homework0.rmd file and you've compiled it successfully, then you're done. You're good to go. And in fact, this testimage.jpg, the reason you downloaded it is that I had it integrate into the R Markdown file. And so if your document didn't compile correctly and it said, hey, it failed because it couldn't find this file, make sure you also download that test image file, which is this pretty picture of those rocks.